Hello there, Vlad here. Welcome to my studio. Today we're checking out the Friedman IRX preamp. And I should also mention that this is considered sponsored content because Friedman has provided me this pedal to use in my studio and I get to keep it as compensation for my efforts. However, whether the content is sponsored or not, the company has no say in the things I mention in the video. And what is the Friedman IRX, you might ask? It's basically the two channels of their most famous amplifier, the BEOD. Two independent channels plus a boost for each of the channels. Bunch of controls. You can upload up to 3 different IRs per channel, which is really cool. And then there's also bright switch, like 3-step bright switch for the kind of more clean channel, if you will. And with the second channel, there's a 2-way tight switch as well. But what I wanted to do here is to kind of give you a good overview how this thing sounds with, I want to call it a Holy Trinity. So there's a Tele, there's a Strat, and then there's my semi-hollow humbucker thing, kind of a Les Paul. My idea here is to give you an example how this very preamp sounds with all 3 of those. And later in the video, I'm also going to show you tricks how to get even more different tones out of it. And also demonstrate the desktop editor this thing has. Alright, I have the Jet JS400. So we're gonna start with the Brinch humbucker, everything at 12, channel 1. That's fairly clean. Pick up position number 2. And as a cabinet, we're using one of the default cabinets that comes with this thing. Second microphone position. Middle pickup. Fourth pickup position. We can try adding some gain. So from here. Try the bright switch. Then we can also try a different cabinet, and this makes a massive difference. And then there's also the boost. Second channel. More gain. Let's check out the tight switch. And then we go to the gain channel. As you notice, the controls are kind of roughly at 12 o'clock. It just sounds good right out of the box. And let's just kind of stick with these settings and swap guitars. Alright, my trusty old Tele self-made one with Sheptone something something pickups. Let's give it a try. Let's go for the first channel. Ooh. That's surprisingly spanky with a V30 cabinet. Nice! More gain! Or less gain. Maybe with the bright switch is a bit too much for tele. Again, even with the V30 cabinet, I think this combination is magical. More gain. There you go. I would like to say this works really well with the telly, so move on to the next guitar. Alright, my VHC customer, another self-made guitar at a guitar building course, Sheptone something something tribute pickups, I think, and IRX channel number 1. I wanna go for the high gain, so channel number 2 right away. That switch. More gain with boost. Can you tell I haven't played that riff in like 3 years? I think you can tell. Man, this is so good! I wanna do one more riff in drop D just because I can. Alright, another thing that the IRX comes with is a desktop editor, and you can do quite a lot here as well. You can switch the channels, you can adjust these cap IRs that you choose from, same goes for this channel as well. You can also engage the boost, and then there's a few extra controls like presence and thumb controls for both of the channels, which is really nice. There's some limitations, you cannot tweak the knobs over here, or actually even switch between different tight settings here. To me personally, this feels like more of the extra thing, and this is kind of the main entree or something like that. But what this also allows me to do is to make this preamp even more versatile, because I can upload any cabinets into this. And this means, for example, if you check out here, here's one of the default cabinets. We're gonna go on the channel number 2. There's a really good sound, bridge humbucker and all of that. But if we use exactly the same settings, everything's the same, except we're going for a third-party orange cabinet. Check it out. That's an absolutely massive difference in sound, and the only thing changed was the cabinet, though some people say cabinet is 50% of the sound, so we just changed 50% of the sound and it's very different. And as you can tell here, there's also a Fender one. Again, completely different. Or for example, if we switch to the channel number 1, we can then use the 2x12 AC cabinet. And something really cool they've done here also is that if you click this plus sign over here, you can choose a bunch of different kind of default cabinets this thing comes with. And the cool thing is that you cannot actually erase these. These are kind of default saved into the unit. So no matter what happens, you'll always have a bunch of your kind of Friedman selected cabinets available at any time. And obviously you can upload your own, as I did here, take this even to the next level. But there's a bunch of classics here. The V30, I think this might be the Dave's kind of favorite worn out cabinet, and a bunch of other classics as well. And to me, the IRX feels like a perfect blend of kind of modern technology paired with kind of old school stuff like tubes. And I want to say it makes a difference because this thing feels dynamic to play. There's like thousands of shades of if it's a thing that matters to you, but it does matter to me. I like the touch sensitivity, and it's something that I miss from all of the modelers, where kind of everything feels the same level, and that's not how I grew up playing guitar. When I hit softly, I want sounds to be soft. The guitar struggles to stay in tune with all of the studio lights, but you get the point. It makes everything feel so much more real, if you will. But overall, I'm super impressed. And I was about to say that they are probably going to expand this to other amplifiers in the range as well. But actually, as of shooting this video, the IRD, so Dirty Shirley amplifier version of this, is also out. And it is something that I might want to try out as well. But honestly, this thing is exactly the kind of blend I appreciate as a tube amp lover, but also being a realist and a dad working in a small home studio. You cannot have a huge amp here blasting all the time. So this might be the perfect solution. I can throw my classic pedals in front of it, and if I need to, I can even MIDI switch this thing for a live situation. So well done, Friedman. I am really impressed by this, but I think it's time to wrap up. There's affiliate links in the description if you want to get your IRX or something else. Links down below. And as always, click the like button, subscribe button. Just click all the buttons on the screen and good things will happen. Thanks for watching. I shall see you next time.